Hello everyone, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Was the Hero. This story is made by Jasaiya Hawkins, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Footsteps pounded down the hallway of the Hokage Tower, intent on reaching the destination quickly. Their destination was the office of their Hokage, Minato Namikaze. He was also known as the Yellow Flash, probably because of the fact that he was an expert in taijutsu and he had bright yellow hair. He had been leading Konoha well for quite some time now. But it was ill fate that brought this event on this day. This day Kushina, his wife, had given birth to their first child. News of the baby had quickly spread around the town. On this day, a boy had been born to the Hokage and his wife. He had been given the name of Naruto. Already, rumors stated, he was already looking exactly like his father. But this day, a nine-tailed fox demon, a demon that had been troubling them for quite a while, had also attacked again. Several shinobi had already lost their lives to this monster. And when the monster attacked again, Minato had sworn he would be there on the front lines with his fellow shinobi, defending Konoha at all costs, even if it meant his life. That, Minato had said, was the duty of not only the Hokage, but of all the shinobi of Konoha. Hokage-sama, one of the aides of the Hokage, called out loudly, "Please excuse me, but I'm coming in." Everyone rushed into the office only to find it devoid of any life. It was completely empty. Where is he? Someone noticed a thick scroll on his desk. Upon further examination, it was noted to be addressed to the elders of Konoha. "Be quiet," Sarutobi, formerly the third Hokage, ordered. "Let me read me this in peace. To the elders of Konoha. As you have probably noted, the demon is attacking Konoha again. Also, something which you have also noted, I am nowhere to be found. An aide told me that demon had begun attacking again and I rushed to confront it. I've had this written for a while. For I have found only one way to stop the nine-tailed fox. If there had been another way, I would have taken it. I am going to seal the demon into a human host. And not only any human host, but my newborn son. I would not dare choose another, as whoever I pick will most likely lead a hard life. There is a price for me doing this though. I am going to S if I succeed in this venture. And if I fail, I will also likely S. Kushina will most likely be angry at me for doing this. But there is no other option. I ask only that you treat my son with mercy, as a hero if possible. He will be saving this village even as he is not aware of it. When sealed away, the demon will have no power. I beg of you to see my son as the human that he is, not as the human who has a demon sealed away inside of him. Let no one blame him for this demon's actions. He is my son. My final official order as Hokage will be this: let Naruto be Naruto, and let him be treated as a hero. Kushina will raise him well. As for the leadership of Konoha, I am not leaving Konoha without a leader. Sarutobi, my old friend and mentor, I would ask that you temporarily assume this position once again. See to it that my final order is enforced. I wish that it could have been someone other than Naruto. But it could not have been anyone else. I will bear his blood on my own head, even to my death, which will happen shortly. Please pass on to Kushina my apologies and love, as well as my hope. She has made me the happiest man in this world. Is knowing that Konoha will not only be safe, but my wife and son will lead a life that has a bright future. I have also left my official will with this letter. Sarutobi Sensei, please see it done. Minato Namikaze, 4th Hokage. Next to the signature of the 4th, his official seal was stamped. A messenger rushed into the office, looking relieved when he saw Sarutobi and the other elders of Konoha. I have a message for Sarutobi-sama. He announced formally. Sarutobi gave the man permission to continue. The demon is defeated. The 4th Hokage sealed it into the body of a newborn baby. But Anbu has secured the area and are waiting for you. I regret to say that the 4th Hokage is S. The messenger finished delivering his message, bowed formally, and left. He had many other messages to deliver that night. Shall we go? An elder of Konoha asked gently, seeing the third's tears come gently down his face. Yes, We will. I ask one of you to go tell Kushina the events of this night. Tell her Naruto will soon be back in her arms safely. The third said with full authority. One of the elders nodded and rushed out of the room. The rest of them headed to the center of the town, where Anbu had the entire town square surrounded. They let the elders pass through, not saying a word, and quickly reformed their perimeter. The fourth's body lay nearby, pale in death. His robe had been taken off. Sarutobi looked for it. As his eyes roamed the scene, he saw a female Anbu cradling something in her arms. It was a newborn baby, wrapped in the flame robes of the fourth Hokage. We found him like this, Sarutobi-sama. She said in way of an explanation. Sarutobi took the blonde child into his arms and saw the child already did indeed look exactly like his father. Already his body was showing signs of a demon sealed inside. He had faint whisker marks on his cheeks and he could see the sealing formula on the infant's stomach. Behold, Sarutobi declared, holding the child high, the birth of a hero. The fourth knew what he was doing tonight. He knew he would while protecting his home village. In his will, he asked that I temporarily assume the role of Hokage again. Also, he has asked that this child, his only son, be treated like a hero. I will see that this final wish of our fourth Hokage be fulfilled. With that said, Sarutobi left the enclosed and guarded area, followed by his equally solemn fellow elders. He walked slowly to the hospital, calming the frightened infant as he went. He came upon the hospital, it having taken only minor damage somehow. He made his way to Kushina's room, where he could hear her crying loudly, praying with all her might that Kami-sama might watch over her son. With a heavy heart, Sarutobi knocked and entered the room. Naruto quieted at once, as if he sensed that his mother was nearby. He went next to her bed and handed the distraught mother her son. Naruto. She cried loudly, gently hugging him to her chest, her tears falling on his cheek with soft splashes. Naruto, thank goodness you're okay. She exclaimed, letting the child breathe properly now. Sarutobi placed a hand on Kushina's shoulder. Kushina-san, I'm so sorry for your loss. Minato has asked me in his will to become the Hokage again for a short time. He also asked me to see to it that your little boy be treated like a hero. And Naruto will be treated as a hero. You have my word on that. It was a very exciting day in Konoha. At least for all of the academy students. Today was the day they would be taking the test to see if they could be promoted to genin. And Naruto had forgotten his lunch. Oh well, Kushina said as she saw Naruto run to the academy building. He's probably not the only kid who forgot their lunch in excitement. He'll just come home a lot more hungry than usual. He'll also probably be wearing his new headband proudly. Kushina went back to cleaning up after breakfast. Usually Naruto, who was an extremely nice boy, helped out. But today he had just been too excited and was off as soon as he had finished. My life sure has changed since the day he was born. Kushina reflected, washing the dishes. The biggest change was that she no longer did missions that required her to leave the village. When Naruto got older, she would probably start them again. But she had wanted to make sure that he had a parent around, at least until he was old enough to take care of himself. But even if she did Kami forbid, he would be taken care of. After all, he was the son of the fourth Hokage, who had saved the village. Naruto had also saved the village, even if unintentionally. She remembered the day Naruto had asked where his father was. Flashback. Mommy, where's my daddy? Almost everyone else has one but me. A 5-year-old Naruto asked his mother after he had gotten back from playing with friends. Kushina had smiled. Naruto, your father is Kushina explained. He on the day you were born. A very bad demon was attacking our village and he to see that it no longer bothered our home. Naruto sniffled. But he wouldn't want you to be sad. He wanted to see that you had a future. So daddy was a hero? He asked tentatively. Yes, Naruto, your father was a hero until the very end. He was also the Hokage, the leader of this village. That's why everyone treats you with so much respect. Because you are so much like your father. Could I become Hokage someday? Then I could be just like my daddy. End flashback. Naruto, meanwhile, was running full speed down the road. Everyone stopped what they were doing and greeted him. The older generation called him Naruto-sama, something he had only come to understand the reason for 7 years ago. But to all of his schoolmates, and even to a few teachers, he was Naruto-kun. He greeted them all back. Hey, today I'm going to come home with my headband. Believe it. He finally reached the academy and took his seat. All of the girls in the class came to talk to him. For some reason, they all liked him. But while they all liked him, he only had eyes for one of them. And that girl was sitting in her own seat shyly. He knew she liked him too. But due to her extreme bashfulness, she had trouble admitting it in front of everyone and approaching him to talk. Why he took the effort to talk to her. He liked Hinata Hyuga, the heiress to one of the biggest clans in all of Konoha. He excused himself and sat down next to her as they all waited for the teacher to come in. Hey, Hinata-chan, how are you today? He asked, knowing not to look her directly in her eyes when he talked to her. If he did that, she would probably pass out. It had happened before. Oh, I'm fine, Naruto-kun. Thanks to you, I have a little more self-confidence. My father noticed this and acknowledged this, she said, her cheeks now tinted red slightly. He grinned widely. That's so great, Hinata-chan. I always knew you could do it. He said encouragingly. I wonder when Iruka-sensei will get here. I can't wait to take the Genin exam. I don't think anyone in our class is in danger of failing this year. That would be so awesome if no one failed. Iruka walked in as Naruto spoke. Alright, I know you're all excited. Settle down, all of you. Despite Iruka's words, few of the kids could stop themselves from bouncing in their seats enough to pay full attention. I'll call you in one at a time. If you can successfully do the jutsu, which will be Bunshin no Jutsu, or the clone technique, you will pass to the next level, Genin. We already know you all can do both the art of substitution, and Henj no Jutsu, the transformation technique. We have faith in all of you. And when you come out, don't leave. We may have something else to say to you. Iruka said confidently. He pulled out a list of names from the folder. We'll start with Sakura. Sakura, please come with me. Iruka asked. Sakura nervously followed. Naruto flashed her a thumbs up sign. While he tired of the girls all liking him for no reason, he didn't think that was a reason not to support them. A minute later, they heard Sakura yell something. Yoshi, she yelled. Everyone knew what that meant. She had succeeded. And to prove this, she ran out, a huge smile on her face. A headband was in her hands. I did it, guys. I'm officially a Genin. The next name was called. Everyone who went in came out with a headband. It eventually got to the point where there was only 3 people left. As Sasuke was called in, Hinata expressed some doubts she had been hiding. Can I really do this? She asked nervously. Naruto clapped her on the back lightly. Of course you can. Hinata-chan, you are so talented. You just have to believe in yourself. If you do that, no one can stop you. Naruto exclaimed. Everyone else who had gotten a headband also encouraged her. Hinata, it's easy. I saw you practicing all your jutsus the other day. I saw how good your clone was. Sakura confessed. Naruto's right. Just believe in yourself. Sasuke walked back out, tying a headband around his forehead. Hinata was called in and she went in shaking. We'll be rooting for you, Hinata-chan. Naruto called out. She tried to smile to hide her own doubts. We all believe in you, right guys? Everyone nodded, some yelling out the answer energetically. All right, I'll do my best, Hinata said with a determined look in her eye. I can do this. Hinata walked in the room and the door shut. A few seconds later she ran out, a headband in her hands. She ran to Naruto, hugging him tightly. Naruto-kun, I did it. All we need now is you and we'll all have passed. Naruto was called in and he went in grinning. Do you think Naruto-kun will pass? Hinata asked nervously. I really hope I'm on the same team as Naruto. With him around, I feel like I can do anything. Naruto walked out, no headband visible and a emotionless look in his face. Naruto-kun, how did you do? Hinata asked fearfully. Naruto suddenly grinned and pulled a headband out of his pocket. I passed with flying colors. He yelled, shortly followed by Iruka, who told him to sit down. I had a feeling you would all pass. So I had the teams drawn up now. If you would all like, I can tell you your teams now, as well as your Junin instructor. Everyone fearfully nodded. Chuji, Shikamaru, and Ino will have Asuma Sarutobi as their team leader. They all grinned, Ino a little disappointed that she hadn't been on the team she had wanted to be on. Kiba, Shino, and Sakura will have Kakashi Hatake as their instructor. They all were glad to have him as their leader, but rumors said he was tough to please. Which means Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata will be under Kurenai Yuhi. Hinata whooped, glad to have gotten her wish when it came to her team. She and Naruto grinned at each other. You'll meet with them tomorrow. For now, congratulations to all of you. You have the rest of the day off. Iruka announced with great gusto. All of the now genin cheered wildly, all eager to go home and tell their families they were now genin. He left the classroom, letting the kids have their fun. Naruto looked at Hinata. After he put on his own headband, he spoke to Hinata. You haven't put yours on yet. Where do you want it? If you would like, I could help you put it on. Hinata shook her head at his offer. This was something she had to do on her own. With trembling hands, she tied hers around her end loosely. I'm going to go tell Car-san now. Later if you want, stop by my house. We can go get ramen at Ichiraku's, my treat. Hinata nodded eagerly at this offer. All the kids practically ran home, proudly wearing their headbands, the headbands metal plates with their village symbol engraved into it reflecting the sunlight. Naruto reached his house panting. Catching his breath, he opened the door and found his mom watching some TV. She looked up and saw his headband. Car-san. I did it. My entire class passed easily. Naruto exclaimed as his stomach growled loudly. I knew I forgot something. My lunch, even though we got the rest of the day off. Maybe Hinata will come soon so we can go get some ramen. No way, Naruto. I'll make lunch for you. If Hinata comes by, she can stay for lunch. If not, you can have ramen for dessert after. Kushina said, turning off the TV and walking into the kitchen. Want to help me? You bet, Car-san. Naruto said, following his mother's example by washing her hands. Pretty soon they were both having fun together cooking. As Naruto was chopping up some vegetables, someone knocked on the door. I'll get it, Naruto exclaimed, wiping his hands on his apron quickly. I came Naruto-kun. Hinata said bashfully. My mom is making lunch right now. And she said you could stay for lunch if you want to. She's a really good cook too. Okay. That sounds good, Hinata said, stepping inside and taking off her shoes and leaving them by the door. By the way, I'm really glad we're on the same team. They walked to the kitchen. Kushina was almost done with her cooking. Naruto, go wash up. I'm almost done here. While I'm thinking about, who else is on your team? Kushina said distractedly. Hinata and Sasuke are my team members. Kurenai-sensei is our Junin instructor. Naruto answered as he put his apron on the peg. I'm going wash up, Car-san. Be right back. Hinata followed Naruto to the bathroom. Your Car-san is really nice. Mine's when I was very young. I only have Otu-san now. Hinata said sadly. Cheer up, Hinata-chan. After all, we're official shinobi now. The fate of the village will most likely rest on our shoulders someday. We need to be ready at any time. He declared, making Hinata smile. Naruto could always cheer her up no matter what. All the kids were in their final class at academy today. Iruka was also present, but had given the kids free time until all of the Junin instructors had come. Asuma-sensei arrived first. Chuji, Shikamaru, and Ino left with him quickly. Kurenai arrived and located Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke quickly. Let's go you three, she ordered quickly. The three genin she had located quickly followed. As they left the room, they saw Kakashi Hatake come up to the classroom. He waved cheerfully at the departing team, presumably smiling. Most of his face was covered, everything except for one eye. But the part of the cloth covering his mouth moved, so he must have changed his expression somehow. They stopped at the park, where she sat down on a swing. My name is Kurenai Yuhi, as you should know. I'll talk a little about myself and then you three will talk about yourselves. As for me, I'm 28 years old and just recently became a Junin. So this is my first time with a team. I hope we'll become people we can all trust. Sasuke-kun, you start now. There's not really much to say about me. Sasuke said bluntly. I want to become a strong shinobi so I can prevent what happened to my family from happening to another one. He stopped talking about that. Naruto, how about you go now? I want to become Hokage someday. Naruto mentioned. I also love ramen and want to become the strongest shinobi I can possibly be, short of doing anything wrong or bad. Ninjutsu is definitely my strong suit. Taijutsu I'm good at, but I still have problems with genjutsu. And Hinata-chan? Kurenai asked encouragingly after Naruto stopped. I definitely want to become strong. But I have self-confidence problems, which I'm currently trying to get rid of. Naruto-kun is really helping me out there. Other than that, I really want to make my family proud of me. Hinata said quickly. We're going to do some basic exercises today, just to see what you three can do. We'll do target practice first. She pointed at 3 targets she had set up, handing each member of her team 10 kunai and 10 shuriken. Let's go try that, but I want them back after. She had them stand a good ways back from the targets. Start throwing, she said. Kurenai watched as her team threw the items they had been given. Sasuke was clearly a good shot, and Naruto was mostly hitting either the bullseye or close to it, 1 or 2 going astray. Naruto-kun, if you focus only a little more, you'll be just as good as Sasuke. Maybe we'll do things to help with your concentration, she said. Naruto nodded, his eyes now narrowed, he was focused so hard. And don't narrow your eyes like that. It limits your field of vision, opening you up to attack in your blind spots. Again Naruto nodded, opening his eyes fully, trying hard not to narrow his field of vision again. It was Hinata, though, that was having the most problems. Even though 3 out of 4 of her kunai and shuriken were hitting the mark, those that missed were wide misses. Kurenai noticed that her hand was shaking and that was making her aim off was her twist slightly twisted every few throws. Hinata, keep your wrist straight as you throw. But don't let it lock up. That'll be hard to achieve, but if you do that, you will have perfect aim. Kurenai mentally made the note that her self-confidence, or lack of it, was her biggest problem. Alright, next exercise, Kurenai declared as they handed back the shuriken and kunai. We'll be testing your chakra manipulation now. She walked over them to the large pond the park had and stood on it, walking around for a few seconds on the water as well. You'll be learning to manipulate chakra through all parts of your body. We'll start with the feet, she said. To start with, imagine chakra completely covering the bottom of your feet. When you think you've gotten it, step onto the water. Kurenai ordered, stepping back onto dry land. The 3 genin immediately started on the next exercise. Kurenai noted that Sasuke was extremely scared. The only problem was his antisocialness. He was obviously used to being alone. So that meant he most likely would need more attention on working as a team. Hinata was very good at chakra manipulation. She was easily the best of the 3. Most likely because of the Byakugan. Kurenai thought. It allowed her to see the flow of chakra, so it was probably allowing her to understand this exercise well. That did give her an advantage over the other 2. Naruto was having a lot of problems with this exercise. He was now completely soaked from falling in the water so many times, though now he was at least staying up on the water for a few seconds without falling now, which was an improvement. Hinata-chan, Kurenai said. Can you help me out with something? Kurenai asked, thinking she knew what Naruto's problem was. I will if I can, Kurenai-sensei. Hinata said. Activate your Byakugan and look at Naruto. See if you can tell me anything about his chakra. Hinata nodded and veins appeared around her eyes. Can you tell me anything? She asked gently. Naruto-kun has a huge amount of chakra. It's a very large amount. Hinata said. But for now, that's all I can tell. Though I think that's his problem. He has so much he can't control it very well. Hinata stopped her use of her Kekkei Genkai. That's what I thought. He has a lot of potential though. He just needs to learn how to control his chakra. I know something that may help. She called her team to her and dug out 3 pieces of small square paper. She handed one to each genin. Focus your chakra into this paper. This type of paper comes from chakra trees and can identify the type of chakra you have. It'll help you train if you focus your chakra in a way that your own chakra can understand naturally. Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata all focused their chakra into the little slips of paper. Hinata's became soggy. Sasuke's burst into flame. And Naruto's just fell in half. Nice going Naruto. Sasuke congratulated. Your chakra control is horrible indeed if you can't even manage not to L the paper. Kurenai broke up the argument before it stopped. That was perfect, Naruto. Kurenai said. Water chakra makes the paper soggy. Fire makes it burn. Lightning wrinkles the paper up. Earth makes the paper crumble. And wind makes the paper tear in half. I'll talk to Asuma tonight, see if he can help you with your chakra, Naruto-kun. He also has wind-natured chakra. Alright, Kurenai said, patting the TJE3 genins on the back. Get some rest tonight. We have our first mission tomorrow. Kurenai handed each of her team a headset. Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke put him on, securing it in place with the thin band of cloth that was almost like a collar. Our objective is to locate and capture the missing pet. Kurenai instructed, handing each genin a photo. The missing pet is a dog by the name of Chinko. Everyone understand? Kurenai asked. Everyone nodded. They had developed a plan and were seeing it through. The plan consisted of the group splitting up and searching on their own. Kurenai planned on leaving in her planned direction but not taking this seriously. This was their mission and she was planning on finding out how they did from afar, not taking an active part in the mission. Each genin went in the general direction, planning on keeping in contact regularly. A half hour went by. Hinata, Sasuke, how are you two doing? Naruto said quietly. If the dog just happened to be near them, he didn't want to spook the dog. No luck on my end, Naruto. Sasuke replied. Same report on my end. Hinata echoed. I scanned my area with my Byakugan. No signs of any stray dog. Continue to search your areas. Naruto suggested. Our friend Chinko has to be here somewhere. You three, how are you doing? Kurenai said over the headset. I haven't had much luck yet. Sasuke and Hinata repeated their reports they had just given to Naruto. Kurenai had overheard their conversation. Naruto's father had been a natural leader, showing the signs at a young age. If Naruto kept this up, he would follow the same path the fourth had. Naruto-kun, how are you doing? He hadn't answered her question about their progress. Oops, sorry, Kurenai-sensei. Naruto said. I just found some dog tracks that could possibly belong to Chinko. What should I do? Kurenai was silent for a few seconds before she answered. Follow them as best as you can. But don't get too far ahead. We'll join you shortly. What side of the forest are you on? Kurenai asked. I'm on the west side of it. Naruto answered. I'm starting to go in now. I'll stop in a little while and wait for you guys. Affirmative, Naruto-kun. We'll see you shortly. Hinata-chan, Sasuke-kun, proceed to the west side of the forest and wait for me. We'll enter together. Kurenai ordered. Naruto now did his best to follow the tracks. Naruto had good eyesight, so he could see them even in the shadowy areas of the forest. His ears were perked up, straining to hear any faint barking or yelping. He was moving around like a hunting dog, even if he wasn't aware of it. His quiet movements and straining to hear any barks or yelping paid off as he suddenly heard a loud yelp. It came from where Naruto suspected the tracks led to. He snuck up to the area quietly. Something must have made the dog yelp. Chinko was on the ground. Naruto arrived in time to see the dog hit a thick tree and fall to the ground motionless. Naruto saw the man who had apparently kicked poor Chinko. It was a shinobi of Konoha. Naruto recognized the vest the man wore. It was a vest that one got when promoted to Chunin. Some of the Junins still wore theirs. But Naruto only faintly recognized the man. He had seen the man a few times but didn't know his name. But it was the man's silver gray hair that stuck out in Naruto's memory. No one else that young had hair that color in Konoha. The man was saying something. I barely avoided detection. He said loudly. A very large sealed scroll was strapped onto his back. I'm going to have to lay low for a while. But it was worth it. This scroll is worth a lot. Orochimaru might like to take a look at this afterwards too. I'll learn these techniques and give the scroll to Orochimaru-sama. That could get me some credit with him. Naruto had heard enough. He slowly crept backwards, careful to make as little sound as possible. If he had been heard, the man didn't notice. Kurenai-sensei, Naruto said dramatically once he was far away. I have some unusual activity here in the forest. Someone, a man in his late 20s by the look of it wearing a Chunin vest with silver gray hair, just said he stole a scroll and wants to avoid detection while he learns them. He also mentioned someone named Orochimaru. Naruto-kun, get out of there now. You just discovered a traitor who has stolen something from the Hokage's tower. You can't handle him. Kurenai ordered. Naruto was about to answer when he was yanked to his feet. It was the guy who had stolen the scroll. Naruto-kun. Answer me. Naruto-kun. His headset was yanked off and said into little pieces. Sorry, Naruto-kun, but I can't have them find me yet. He let the pieces of the broken headset fall to the ground. One genin won't really be worth the fuss. Even if it's you. I don't see why they honor you. After all, you have that in you. What? Naruto stammered, do you mean? They respect me because I'm so much like my father, who is protecting this village against a terrible demon. The man laughed. Oh, he stopped the demon all right. The man said, but he stopped it by sealing it into you, his own son. That thing was a monster. And now, because you have it sealed in you, you are a monster too. I'll do the world a favor and get rid of 2 monsters at once. The man laughed crazily now. Naruto tried to get out of his grasp. But this man was too strong. Stop it, he ordered. Naruto still fought. People are already on their way here now. You'll be stopped. Naruto gasped, as the man had grabbed him by the scruff of his shirt and was partially obstructing his airway. The man smiled grimly and punched Naruto in the gut. Naruto grunted and went limp, his headband coming undone and falling to the ground. Maybe they are, Mizuki murmured, but by the time they find you, you won't be in the world of the living anymore. Kurenai met up with Hinata as she almost ran through the town, trying to reach the forest. Hinata looked almost as frantic as she felt. But while Kurenai had enough training to know not to panic, Hinata didn't have that training. Kurenai-sensei, what do we do? She asked in a panic. Looking around, Kurenai saw an Anbu member and another shinobi, Iruka. Follow me, she ordered, running over to the Anbu and calling Iruka over. Excuse me, I may know the general area Mizuki is. Kurenai stated bluntly. The ANBU's head snapped around to look at her. One of my students encountered him in the forest. After that, the contact was broken off and we have been unable to renew it. The Anbu cursed. What is the student's name? Whatif Shay asked. The voice sounded masculine but Kurenai could not be sure due to the mask. Naruto Uzumaki. Iruka-san, I need your help. I'm going after him as well. Hinata, you can come along, but promise me you'll play it smart. Hinata nodded quickly. Iruka, Kurenai, and Hinata took off. Oh. Naruto encountered him near the west side of the forest. Kurenai added quickly. The Anbu moved his head up and down in acknowledgement, then vanished on the spot to report the situation. Sasuke joined them and all of the villagers scattered to give them room, having heard that Naruto may be in danger. Naruto can't handle Mizuki, Iruka said seriously. He may have all the potential in the world but he's still only a genin fresh out of the academy. I knew I should have listened to my gut and told him to wait. Kurenai said quietly. Darn it, I still have a lot to learn. She cursed herself. Iruka shook his head no. This is your first team, Kurenai-san. It's okay to make mistakes. Iruka said comfortingly. We all make them. Iruka told her. But what if he ends up because of one wrong order from me? I'd hate myself for that. Kurenai asked. Sasuke-kun and I have faith in you, Kurenai-sensei. Hinata said, smiling. We know Naruto-kun will be fine. Even though he just graduated the academy, he's very strong. Kurenai knew better to doubt herself, as she was doing now. Doubting your own abilities could very well get him killed. Mizuki had taken both the scroll and Naruto to an old shack deep within the forest. He had tied up the Kyuubi brat and was taking a breather. No one knew exactly where he was. And even if they did find the shack, he had placed a genjutsu around the place. Sighing, he took off the scroll from around his en and back, setting it near the still unconscious Naruto. Instead of killing him, he had decided to bring the Kyuubi brat along. Both Orochimaru and Kabuto had expressed interest in having a Jinchuriki around. This would make him excel even further in Orochimaru's sights. Little did Mizuki know, but Naruto was not unconscious. He only feigned unconsciousness, while somehow getting a kunai out to cut himself free. He had literally been thrown into the corner, his hands still behind him. Mizuki couldn't see the soaring motions. I wonder what is so special about this scroll. Naruto wondered to himself. Mizuki took another look at Naruto, whom he still thought unconscious. Naruto had just finished getting through the thick ropes. I guess it's safe to go outside. He can't escape, he said. Mizuki walked outside and Naruto opened his eyes. Mizuki had left a window open to air out the dusty shack. Grinning, Naruto took the scroll and tiptoed to the window, climbing onto a crate. Looking over his back, he saw Mizuki hadn't come back in yet. Naruto lowered the scroll out the window and climbed through himself, landing softly on his feet outside. He slung the scroll over his shoulder and half ran, half walked away from the shack. He didn't want to let Mizuki know he had just escaped. He had just made it about 50 feet out from the shack when he heard Mizuki yell out a string of curses. Now was the time to full out run. Where are you? He yelled. Don't you know who I am? I am Mizuki 2G, your captor. Be a good QB brat and come back. Naruto ran faster, the scroll bouncing against his back as he ran. There's no way I am returning. Naruto swore to himself. He ran until he could run no more. A fine sheen of sweat now covered his face. He collapsed against a tree and looked around. There had to be a good place to run, because Mizuki was bound to catch up sooner or later. Kurenai-sensei said I couldn't handle him. So I'll try hiding and fight only if necessary. His eyes fell upon a cave hidden behind a medium-sized waterfall. Grinning, Naruto went into the cave. Now what is the big deal with this scroll? He asked himself, unsealing it and reading the contents. It was a scroll of extremely high-level jutsus. He liked the look of the first one. Taju Kage Bunshin. Naruto read out loud. Reading further, he learned it was like the regular Bunshin no Jutsu, except instead of being fake, the clones were made of real material, being made of shadows. Each clone made took an equal part of his chakra. These guys are way more useful than regular clones. And I may need allies soon. With that said, Naruto set to work, doing his best to quickly learn the jutsu. Surprisingly, it was only a little harder than Bunshin no Jutsu, which wasn't hard at all. With a half an hour, he was able to make the shadow. The details were a little sketchy, but these guys would work well for that extra muscle. Where are you? You can't escape me that easily. Naruto peeked out of his cave outside. Mizuki had just arrived and was looking ready to come out of that cave, QB brat. Don't you get it? You can't beat me. You're only the son of the fourth Hokage, who's been lied to his entire life. You aren't worth that much. They won't care. Just as well accept your death now, quick, easy, and painless. I don't know about the lying part, Naruto said, but you think I'll just embrace death that quickly? Not happening, he declared, stepping out bravely, knowing that he had a very small chance of winning unless help arrived. Please, Kurenai-sensei, be on your way here now. I need help. Naruto took a deep breath and made the seals needed to create a small army of himself. Mizuki easily took him out. I'm impressed. Those forbidden techniques must not be that hard if even a stupid QB brat like yourself can do them so easily. But I notice they're not perfect, Mizuki declared. After I deal with you, I'll take the scroll and learn them for myself. He looked around, only to find that Naruto and the scroll he had worked so hard to steal was nowhere to be seen. Darn it, what can I do? Naruto said as he ran away. All I can do is stall for time until help arrives. He crashed into someone and he fell to the ground roughly, the scroll on his back making it a bumpy landing. You can stay here with Hinata and Sasuke, a stern voice said. Naruto looked up at the person, who was overshadowing him, who had just ordered him around. Kurenai-sensei, I see a fight up ahead, Hinata said suddenly. I recognize Naruto-kun's chakra. He did something to stall for time and he's running this way. As Hinata finished, a blonde streak was seen heading straight for them. Darn it, what can I do? All I can do is stall for time until help arrives, the blonde streak said, as he crashed into Kurenai, falling to the ground with a clear grunt. Kurenai and Iruka smiled as he looked up. You can stay here with Hinata and Sasuke, Kurenai ordered. Iruka-san and I will take care of Mizuki. You can tell what happened in a moment. Kurenai and Iruka met Mizuki as he followed right behind Naruto. Hinata and Sasuke dragged the shocked Naruto to safety as the three grown shinobi clashed, sparks flying as metal met metal. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Hinata asked over the noise of the fight. I'm fine, Hinata, he answered gratefully, watching Mizuki simply be overwhelmed by both Iruka-sensei and Kurenai-sensei. Where he had been having problems with Mizuki, Kurenai and Iruka were simply too much for Mizuki. No, I won't be stopped here, Mizuki yelled, breaking free of the two shinobi instructors. He charged Naruto, catching Naruto's tea, and both went flying into the forest behind him. Like I'm gonna let you, Naruto yelled, bringing his knee up as hard as he could into Mizuki's gut. It worked, making Mizuki let go. Naruto rolled to a stop and quickly made another, much bigger, army of himself. You're going down now, they all shouted as one. Every single Naruto charged recklessly and hit Mizuki. Mizuki had no defense against this. As he went down, the real Naruto, who had hit him square in the nose, went skidding behind Mizuki. Naruto rolled into a somersault, finishing on his feet, fists curled up, ready, should Mizuki still be standing. But Mizuki was out cold, leaving a stunned Kurenai, Iruka, Hinata, and Sasuke just catching up. Well, that settles things, Naruto stated, falling to his knees, panting heavily. But before anyone could go check on him, a gray blur shot to him first, hitting Naruto in the chest. Oof, he exclaimed as he fell on his back, legs flying into the air. Chinko had apparently taken a liking to him. Come on, you're welcome. Stop licking me now, Naruto exclaimed as Chinko started to lick his face like crazy. Chinko barked joyfully. Everyone who saw this returned to their senses, running over to him. Iruka pulled the dog off of Naruto and Hinata and Sasuke helped Naruto up. Kurenai wasn't sure whether to scold her student or laugh. A squad of Anbu marched into the area, immediately taking Mizuki into custody, also escorting Kurenai, her team, and Iruka back to town. Naruto was thoroughly exhausted, and not to mention hungry. As they entered the village center, Kushina Uzumaki rushed out of the crowd, bending down on one knee to hug her son. I'm fine, Mom. I'm just a little tired and hungry, he said softly. Kushina released her son. Let's go home then, she said simply, wiping away a tear quickly. Mom, we also need to talk. Did Otu-san really seal the demon that was attacking the village on the day I was born into me? Naruto asked as they escaped the crowd. Yes, he did. That's another reason they call you Naruto-sama. You see, you saved the village on the very day you were born. I was going to tell you when you got older. But I guess that day is now, she said with a sad smile. I don't mind, he said, leaving his mother shocked. At least it was me and not another child. And nothing bad came out of this. Nothing has changed, nothing at all. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.